So hi all, hi everyone. I'm Dee and welcome to Decode's YouTube channel. So actually in this video, we are going to be seeing about LTIMINDTREE 2025 batch recruitment. So that is going to be happening in a few days, right? So I'm just going to be talking all about it. These are all the contents that I'm going to be talking about. Okay, so please do watch this session fully to avail maximum benefits. Okay, so let me just set up my chat so that I can talk with you people. Okay, that's amazing. Okay, yeah. So my chat is set up. So let me just wait for a few people to join. Let me just see. Okay. Okay, so my chat is set up, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about my about this particular recruitment for 2025 batch. So LTIMINDTREE's 2024 hiring is still going on. Like partially, it's still it's going on, and they've started 2025 batch recruitment. So the online assessment for most of them is going to be on this Sunday. So they've given the dates for some colleges. So it depends. If you've not received it yet, you will receive it, and if you have received it and you would have got it in the upcoming days, right? So I'll be talking all about it. Let me see how many people have joined. Okay, before going into this video, I'd like to talk about my YouTube channel, which is Decodes. Okay, the purpose of this channel is to be useful for others who are all preparing for the interviews in order to get to the next steps of their lives, right? So this is the main purpose of this channel. So I've been uploading many things. So recently my team has uploaded a technical related video, DBMS. Please do give it a watch. It'll be really useful for you. So we've been uploading technical interview experience, HR interview experience, and then coding questions, HR round questions, puzzle based questions, scenario based questions, various hiring updates, various hiring updates of various companies, internships, hackathons. I've even got like Java shorts, Python shorts, everything is going on with it. So it will be really useful for you people if you're preparing for interviews, if you're preparing for any kind of recruitments. So please do give me a subscription and share it with your friends who are also preparing for similar recruitments and interviews. Okay, so ask them to like, share, and subscribe too. So in case you find this useful, please do give me a like in this for this particular live session. Okay, let me see how many people have joined. The chat is still not signed in yet. Okay, it's signed in. Okay, let's see. Okay, so I'll just go on with this particular thing. Okay, LTIMINDTREE is hiring for 2025 batch. Okay, so in this video we'll be seeing about, in this particular session we'll be seeing about the eligibility criteria, date of assessment. I'll be explaining all the rounds because you might not have any idea, right? They've not really communicated with you people the rounds that are going to happen, and the sections that you can expect in this particular rounds, and questions, actual questions asked in round one will be going one by one. Please do give me a subscription in case you're watching this session or video. Okay, now let's go into this. So actually, first of all, before going into this, I'll be showing you the mail that you will be receiving. If you have not received it, you will be receiving this mail, this kind of mail. Let me just show it. I'm sorry, let me just show this mail particularly. Okay, so as you can see, first of all, you will be receiving this particular timing, test URL, test start end time. So you'll be having like 24 hours. They'll give you a window period, 24 hours within which you can attend this particular assessment. So this is auto proctored assessment. So for this, you'll have to install the lockdown browser. Okay, so they've given the device. So you need to follow this step one by one. Okay, so if you've got your assessment in the upcoming days, please do this setup because it's really important. Please do listen to each and every, like read each and every point. Okay, so first what you need to do is you need to install the lockdown browser. Okay, and then you need to during the examination you need to click on the test URL and you have to fill the registration form during the assessment. Actually, please don't forget that. So they usually, that registration form consists of basic information about you. So your name, where you have done your 10th, 12th, your marks that you've scored, your CGPA, and then the projects that you've done, things like that, like those basic things that they'll be asking to fill it up. It will take some like 10 minutes to fill it up completely. Okay, and then also you will have to read this user guide document properly, and then you can click on the start test. At this time you will have to note down this particular participant ID. It is very important. A 15-digit participant ID will be appearing on the screen when you give start test, so please do note this participant ID for future reference. Okay, please do not miss this particular point. Okay, and then agree to the statements, and then so if they ask you to give, so at several instances you will be prompted to allow the access of your webcam. Okay, you need to allow the webcam, okay, or else your test will not be properly going on. Okay, you might get disqualified because of that. Also, during this is very strict compared to the 2024. So actually you will be proctored, and at the end you will be told if you're qualified or disqualified based on the proctoring. Okay, you need to be really careful. uh, when you're sitting, you should not be caught in malpractice, right? So that's what I'm trying to say. Guidelines for the students. Okay, you'll have to have a proper dress code. Business formals have a plain background. That is very important because this is AI, right? So it's not a person, so that they can give you a pass or anything like that. So it's an AI. Okay, so you have to use your laptop or desktop webcam to capture your images, so that will be used, and continuous recording of the ambient audio or video. You'll be really careful with this. You sit in a silent environment. Your audio and video will be monitored throughout. You'll have to be really careful about it. Okay, and then so you'll have to have a computer or laptop system with a webcam, external or even built-in, and also you need to have a headphone or earphone with mic. The reason I'm telling this is because you'll be having a spoken English test also in this particular thing, so you will have to have a earphone with mic. Okay, that is very important. I've seen many people asking this question, whether do I have to have a earphone? Yes, you'll have to have a wired headset. A cheap wired headset is enough. That is the best option. I would not suggest Bluetooth earphone or even earbuds. Okay, and then you'll have to have a consistent internet connectivity, proper dress code and everything. So also in case of any interruption due to internal electrical failure, like the test will be passed. Okay, you can resume where you've left off after you get the particular electrical connection or the internet connection. Okay, so you'll have to wait, and then you can log in again. So in this period you'll have to wait for like 5 minutes. Wait 5 minutes, and then you can go back and click on the resume test. Okay, so you need to take this one at a stretch without a break after logging into the test. And also if this is logged out, you need to log back in within 10 minutes. So beyond 10 minutes you won't be allowed. So you need to focus on this. Okay, this is online assessment. You will need to be reading each and every point carefully. Camera allow option is very important, and also a very important thing, the documents that you need to have for the online test. They would have given you an eligibility declaration form. Okay, an eligibility declaration form that would have come in the mail with you. If you scroll to the bottom, you will have it. You need to actually take that up, and then you'll need to sign it with your name and date, and you have to upload it. You'll need to have the soft copy of that. So you download the PDF, take a printout, and then sign it up, and then you'll have to prepare a soft copy on that, and then you can just have it with you, the soft copy. Updated resume. This updated resume is very important. You need to have the soft copy with you, and then your college ID card. Okay, these three things you need to have the soft copy. They've given you. You need to upload in PDF, JPEG, or doc formats having maximum of 2 MB. So don't upload password protected files because they won't be able to access, and you might be rejected. Okay, updated resume. Please have a proper resume. Okay, I've seen people uploading the resume, the contents they're not really aware of, right? And then the future they ask like, can I update the resume now? Can I change the resume now? Don't do those things. Okay, please try to put a proper resume, the things that you know, because this resume, they will be using this in the technical round and the HR round. They will have this in their system side by side, and then they'll ask the questions from this particular resume only. So please don't forget to put a proper resume with the contents that you are actually aware of. Okay, these are all the things, and they've given you the test instructions, the same thing. Actually, if you click on the exit test, this will log out and you'll have to re-log in. Okay, these are all the things that they've given. Read through all of this completely. Okay, you need to answer all of the questions mandatorily. You can't skip. Also, each questions, once you have clicked an option, that's it. You can't go back. That question is gone. That's how LTIMINDTREE is. You need to keep that in mind, okay? And then you can't change. They've given everything over here. Okay, so they've given answer to all the questions are mandatory. You should not skip option available for any questions, okay? uh, and there is no skip option also, so you can't come back. You can give, you might think like I can give this skip and then I can come back to this question. No, once you've clicked the answer, it's done for, okay? And then answer to any attended question cannot be changed, right? All extra applications and programs should be closed before launching the assessment. Students will be asked to close any running application that may allow screen sharing, okay? So for uploading resume and everything, all files button will be given. You can click on it and your, or like all files, the dialog box will open and you can search through a system and pick up the documents that you need to upload. You don't have to worry about that, okay? You should complete this particular test at a stretch. Fine, no negative marking, okay? And they've given the common things over here. Please do read all of this completely. You need to use full screen mode. You need to have you need to align yourself properly with the video screen, okay? There should not be any hindrance, so please do follow this properly. There should not be any other person coming in. More than one person should not be there, okay? And then you should not open additional tabs and everything, so please do read all of this properly because it might lead to disqualification, okay? Don't be like I didn't know this and know that. Please do read all of this properly. And if camera and if like a cell phone is like caught or anything, non-requisite objects, electronic devices, then the AI will read it and it will disqualify you. Please be careful with that. And they've given the mandatory system requirements. This is the mail that you'll receive. Please do read through this properly, carefully, okay? Let's move on to the eligibility criteria. Before that, let me come to the chat section. Okay, Praveen has asked whether coding to be done in LTIMINDTREE computer programming session or do we have programming MCQs. Actually, Praveen, you will have a computer programming section and computer science, right? These are all MCQ based, okay? If you have coding round, no, that will be communicated later. For this one, this is just an online assessment, right? This is how it was for 2024 batch also. Full MCQs only, no coding will be there. So Shiva is asking, does Wipro SVA results come or not? If results not declared means when can the results will come? Okay, actually people have recently attended the SVAR round, so you'll have to wait for a certain period of time, at least a week. I don't know when you have attended this particular round. You'll have to mention and I can tell you whether I can tell you the appropriate answer, right? Lakshmi has asked, can you please share me the link? Actually, link of what? Do you want me to share the link for registering for the registration link? Is that the link that you're asking, Lakshmi? Okay, let me just go over here and let's see. Okay, so this is the eligibility criteria. The qualification for this particular thing is that you should be from BE or BTech or ME or MTech, right? So all branches are of engineering, and MCA or 5 years integrated CSIT engineering branches only. Okay, so if you are from BE or BTech or ME or MTech, okay, or MCA even, or even if you're from 5 years integrated CSIT engineering branch, BE BTech integrated, but you should be from CSIT for this particular thing, so then you are eligible. And branches for BE BTech, every branch is eligible. CSIT, ECE, Civil Mech Triple, every branch is applicable and eligible for this particular hiring. The academic gap, actually it should not be more than 2 years academic gap between SSC and HSC, like HSC, UG, PG, Diploma, UG. Between all of these things, you should not have the academic gap more than 2 years. Okay, if you have more than 2 years, then you're not eligible, okay? And then the percentage, okay? The thing is 60%. Remember 60%. So SSC, you should have got 60%, 60% and above. HSC person, 60% and above. Diploma, if applicable for you, then 60% and above, and also CGPA, 6 CGPA and above. Okay, so that is the eligibility percentage in order to appear for this particular thing. Okay, appropriate CGPA or percentage conversion, it is as per the university norms. The scores of the main or improvement exam would be considered as final. Okay, and then for candidates who have pursued both HSC and diploma, marks scored in the diploma course will be considered. Okay, so this the question that you people have, some people has had, I've seen this in the comment section. For example, if you've done SSC, HSC and diploma, then your diploma score will only be considered. Okay, please do be informed, right? So if you've done SSC, HSC and then college, 3 of this will be considered. Okay, SSC, HSC and diploma and then college, only SSC, diploma and college score will be considered. Okay, I hope that was understandable for you. If not, please do put it in the live chat. I'll explain you once again. Okay, and then with respect to backlogs or arrears or reattempts during diploma and graduation, so initial results, okay, declared would be considered for students awaiting re-evaluation results. The thing is, if you've got arrear or if you've got low marks or anything and you applied for re-evaluation and those results are pending, means then the initial result that you had, okay, whether arrear or low marks or high marks or anything, that result will only be considered. Okay, at the time of recruitment process, you can't have any active backlogs or no standing arrears in the current education. So okay, I hope that was understandable for you. And nature of course, only full-time course people are eligible for this. Year of passing, only 2025 passed outs. 2024, the recruitment is going on, it's about to be done, so only 2025. And then citizenship, only Indian citizens, and your college or institution must be of UGC, AICTE or state board approved only. If it is not approved, means the new people are not eligible for this particular recruitment. Okay, and then pre-employment verification, they've told that if you've got into any court proceedings or any convicted of any offense or anything like that, then you will not be eligible for this. So this is actually the eligibility criteria. Okay, so I've explained about the mail that you will be receiving. Please do read this mail line by line because they've given you everything that you need to know over here. Please don't miss it. And then I've given you the eligibility criteria. Let me go to the comment section and see if I've got any questions or anything. Shiva has said September 2nd, right? So September 2nd, actually, okay, it's been 4 days. You'll have to wait for 3 to 4 days more. So you can wait and you will await your results. Okay, it will usually take that much time. Okay, Shiva. Lakshmi has said, okay, Lakshmi, actually you will be receiving the assessment link through your mail. Okay, you don't need to register for anything. You'll just be receiving through the mail. Okay, that is how people have started receiving it. Okay, Sid has asked, there is no coding. So for 2024 batch, there was no coding actually. Okay, there was only online assessment with like the logical ability questions, computer programming, just basic MCQ questions and everything. So that is also expected for 2025 batch. If you've got coding also, if that is the case, that will be after this online assessment. Okay, so far no coding round. Okay, Prakash has asked, I've completed LTIMINDTREE interview published yesterday, but there is a problem. I've attended till general LTIMINDTREE interview 2024. Your result was published yesterday. So can you please elaborate, Prakash? But my name is still in interview in progress list. Okay. Like some of the people have returned, like have got into the situation actually, like Prakash actually. So there might be some kind of error from their part, because if you've completed both of these rounds, you should have either be in the selected list or in the interview in progress. Okay, actually, interview in progress, two kinds of people are put into the interview in progress. Those of the people who have not yet attended the technical round because of rescheduling, and also if you are an interview in progress, your result is going to be it will be like published soon. Okay, your result is not yet finalized. That's why you are in interview in progress list. So that means you are either selected, you're neither selected nor rejected. I hope that's understandable for you, Prakash. Right. So if you are an interview in progress and if you have attended every single round, then your result will be published. Okay. You are neither selected nor rejected. Okay. Kind of like in wait list. Right. Okay. I hope that answered your question. All in one channel. When HR round result interview was finished on 29th August. Yes, actually, many colleges have started receiving the result. Like 20% of them slowly within a week. Your college will also start receiving the result. Okay. Okay. Priyadarshini has asked, how will be the selection process of LTIMINDTRee, whether based on how fast the candidates solve the MCQs and how much questions they got correct or number of questions they've solved correctly only. Okay, actually this is purely based on the number of questions that you've solved correctly. Okay, the number of questions that you have solved correctly, there is usually eligibility percentage that you need to get in the rounds. Okay, so they'll be assessing the number of questions. This is usually 60 to 65%. You should have got 60 to 65 questions correct, and then you'll be selected. Okay, I hope that answered your question, Priyadarshini. Okay. In mail, they give two sections named computer programming and computer science. What is the difference? Okay. Computer programming. So I'll be telling you each and every round. Okay. In this particular live session itself, I'll be telling you. Please do watch it till the end. Okay. In this session, I'll be telling you. We'll be moving on over this. Okay. Waitlisting students of Itimindtree, will they select these waiting candidates? Actually, you'll have to wait for those results because some people have got their interview mail rescheduled, right? So after those people complete, they'll be giving you the consolidated selection result for the in progress students. You'll have to wait till everyone has completed. So that is going to take a long time. I hope that answered your question. Okay. Is that true, or they select directly? So for this in progress list students, okay, if you've already attended your HR round, chances are that they won't conduct it again actually, if you've already attended it. So you'll have to wait till everyone has attended, right? And then consolidated result will be given. Okay. Okay, I hope that answered your question. Let me just move to this slide. Okay, so this is going to be the rounds that you'll be having. So this was for 2024. So 2025, the same is expected. If you have a coding round in between, that will be communicated over you. And if I get any updates also, I'll be posting that. Okay, so coding round regarding that. So mostly it will not be like that. So mostly this will be the number of rounds. In case of that, I'll be posting a video separately for that also. Okay, now let's just concentrate on the online assessment, right? So the online assessment, so these are all the rounds that you'll be having. Okay, so the test duration is going to be like 120 minutes, right? And then these are all the rounds, like the sections that you'll be having in the online assessment: English comprehension, logical ability, quantitative ability, computer programming, computer science, spoken English. Okay, so this computer programming, you won't have coding here. I'll be telling you what it will have in the upcoming slides. Okay, now let's go. English comprehension is pretty simple. You'll be given a paragraph and then you'll have to read that, and questions will be based on those paragraph. 15 minutes time for that. You can expect like 2 paragraph or 3 paragraph questions with 5 questions in each. So total you can expect 12 to 15 questions. Okay, English comprehension, it's pretty easy. So remember that once you click on an answer, it's done for. Okay, you can't go back and change it. So please do read the comprehension paragraph fully and then give the proper answer, right? So English comprehension, pretty simple. Please do practice on that, right? So let's move on to the logical ability. So for the logical ability also, the duration is 15 minutes, right? Totally 15 minutes. You can expect 12 to 15 questions, or even 15 questions, 15 minutes, in that range. So these are all the topics that you can expect: coding, decoding, data sufficiency, complete the series, directional sense, analogies, odd man out. So these are all the particular topic that you can expect, right? So 15, only like 12 to 15 questions, and you have to keep track of the time while solving. So for example, if you are doing one problem, it's taking so much of time, and if you know that this is taking a long time, I can't complete the remaining question, please just skip ahead. Okay, skip ahead means just you can't come back, right? At the same time, you can't waste your time solving sitting like one problem. So you can just click any answer and then you can move on, right? So that you like, you don't have to miss 14 questions that's just because you couldn't solve one question, right? So please have that time management. Mostly logical ability, it will be easy questions only. Easy to medium, no hard questions can be expected. So kind of difficult questions you can expect it in computer programming and computer science, which I'll be telling you. Okay, this is all about the logical ability. Okay, let me just come to the comment section. Okay, so from your college, 33 students has gone to HR round. From them, how many they will select? Okay, actually there is going to be rejection after HR round, right? This is for 2024 batch I'm telling, but 2025 batch you people, this will also be useful for you, this information, so that you can prepare ahead. So actually the rejection in HR round, you can expect some rejection. So like so far I've seen, like out of 40 students they've selected 20 students and remaining 20 are in progress list. Like even out of 50 students they've selected only 2 and the remaining are in progress list. Some people's name is not even in both of these. That means they've got rejected. So out of 33 it can be anywhere in between 10 to like 25. They can even select only 10 students. That actually I can't give a correct number for that. It depends on their business requirements, and they have like they need to hire only this much amount of people in this particular year. Suppose if they've got in that range like only 1,000 students or only like 500 students like that, then the rejection rate will be high. Okay, you can expect only 2 students or even everyone can get selected, or even only 30 like that. So it depends upon their requirement. Okay, so Sankalp has said, ma'am, I'm in progress list. It is because my TR interview got postponed, but I've already given my TR and HR before progress list came out. What is this all supposed to mean? Actually, if that's the case, then you are neither selected nor rejected. As I said before, you are actually in waiting list, and after everyone has completed their particular round, your result will come along with them. So far, that's the update. Okay, and also there might also be some kind of like error from their part, but I think they are waiting till they assess everyone to choose from them, to compare and choose. I hope that answered your question. So 42 people have HR and 8 got selected and 14 are in progress. Yes, I can understand that. Okay. Okay, Siddharth has asked, how many of the college released the results of LTIMINDTREE and what is the ratio of conversion from HR to selected candidates? Okay, so like I have a separate video for that actually. I've told everything in that particular video. I just uploaded it today. You can go and watch that. I've even given you the answer for this, but to put it in a short manner, actually not every college has like released the results. So if you take like a particular state, 10% of the college only like that slowly started releasing the results, and by the next week 10 days you can expect the entire results of everyone. Okay, like the remaining colleges, right? So ratio of conversion from HR to selected candidates, that totally depends upon the business requirement, as I said before. So if they require a lot of people, then they can hire like out of 50 they can hire 45, in that range also. But this year their shortlisting is like very high. Okay, I mean like the rejection percentage is very high because the requirement is less, it seems. Okay, so the ratio of conversion, it depends totally. Okay, now let me move on to the next slide. Okay, so the quantitative ability. So we've got like English comprehension, logical ability we are done for, and then quantitative ability. So these are all the questions that you can expect. 15 minutes, 12 to 15 questions. Okay, so please be fast in solving this. You can expect HCF, LCM, numbers, decimal, fractions and indices, time work, pipes and cisterns, permutation and combination, average, time, speed, distance, probability, profit loss. Okay, fine. So you can expect these topics to be present. So please do be prepared for this, and please just solve it. Please try to solve it in a fast manner. Right now, we'll be coming to the computer programming MCQs that everyone has been asking about. Okay, so the computer programming MCQs, they've given you like 35 minutes. 35 minutes, right? So let's see. These are all the concepts that you can expect. Okay, they'll be asking MCQs only. MCQs, in this MCQs you can also expect pseudocodes, two to three to four pseudocodes also. 35 minutes, right? Also you can expect 35 questions, 30 to 35 questions, like even 30 questions, right? So programming MCQs only, no coding questions in this computer programming. You can expect oops concepts questions, right? So I've got the questions also, the actual questions that were asked. After explaining the syllabus, I'll be explaining that also. Those questions I'll be discussing with you. So please to watch the session fully. So oops concepts questions, concepts, so you need to be thorough with that. Simple data types also, procedure, functions and scope. This is not pertaining to any particular language, but the common, if you take oops concepts, the common concepts present in Java, Python, right? questions like that, procedure, function, scope, complexity theory, like confirm, it's confirmed we'll definitely have a question on complexity theory. Okay, and then like you can even expect questions from arrays, linked lists, trees, graphs, and then so the time complexity of a particular algorithm. If you take a BST, like breast like BST, sorry, BST and everything, binary search trees, depth first search, breadth first search, those algorithms, they can even ask you to choose the particular option. Stacks, queues, right, hash tables, heap searching and sorting, these questions you can expect. Okay, to 2024 people, they've got questions in these particular topics, and even 2 to 3 pseudocode questions based on this actually. So I hope you got an idea on that. For computer programming, you will be getting programming related questions only, programming related multiple choice questions. Okay, you need to be knowing for searching, you need to know linear search, binary search. Of course, they are going to ask time complexity of binary search, and then in how many search, in how many time they can go on and find this. For binary search, there's a formula, right? You need to go through that. Sorting, you need to study all sorting, bubble sort, insertion sort, selection sort, quick sort, merge sort, heap sort, all of those things. Okay, heaps, hash tables, stacks, queues. So please do be prepared in all of these topics. But if you take computer science, no, 20 minutes, you can expect 20 questions, you can expect these topics, basic CS subjects, that's what it is. You can expect DBMS. So in DBMS you can expect like keys, normalizations, and then you've got some kind of like deadlocks, commits, all of those things, right? So you can expect questions from that. Computer networks, topologies, right? So the topology questions, and even like like this layers, the transport layer, physical layer, application layer, you've got those things, right? You can expect questions from that, all of the computer networks, right? And then computer architecture, like memories. So questions from memory, you need to be thorough with memory always. Okay, memory, computer architecture, like ALUs, registers and everything, operating system also, all of the constant standard algorithms, uh, like the round robin algorithm, CPU scheduling algorithms and everything. Surely you'll get questions from these four topics. Okay, the standard kind of questions. You need to know the basic things, okay, of all of these things. So this is the difference between the computer programming and the computer science. So I hope that answered your questions, whoever has asked. Let me come to the comment. Okay, when more results will come, make a separate video on that this week. Surely I'll make a separate video on that. Like once the results start rolling out, no, I'll be analyzing each and everything, and I'll surely make a separate video. Teja has said from 90 students, around 50 students completed HR. Remaining 40 are rejected. 10 students are selected. 30 are in progress lists with me. How many will be selected from this? Okay. Okay, so how many will be selected from this? So actually, as I told, it's totally based on the business requirements of the LTIMINDTRee. But actually, you need to do your HR interview well for this. Okay, for HR interview, they'll be seeing if you are like flexible to work in any location, like the shifts and various technologies. Based on that, and also your technical interview score. So how you've done your technical interview, how well you've done it, based on that. And also they'll be doing the check on your eligibility criteria. Suppose if you have kind of like more than 2 years of gap, and if you've got like 59.9% in anything, those people will be rejected mostly. And like if you've not done your technical interview well, then those people can be rejected. So I like there is no proper number, right? So it's totally dependent on the business requirement of the particular company. Okay. Okay, joining information. Sagar has asked about the joining information. So the joining information you can receive. There is no update so far on that. The results have started coming only now. So like we'll have to wait for that for like 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks. Okay, let's wait and see. If I get any update, I'll surely put a video on that. Okay. Sayantan has said, thank you for your HR interview questions, suggestions. Like you're welcome. I'm so happy that your interview went well, and all the best for your future. okay, have their sectional cutoff. Like, okay, sectional cutoff, yes, you will be having the sectional cutoff. Okay, so always be like, if you've got like 15 questions, at least try to answer 10 to 12 questions, right, to be on the safer side. Okay, so usually sectional cutoff, if you take, no, kind of like, if like 65 60% to 65 70%, like that. Okay, so try to get 10 to 12 questions right. Faizi Khan has said, today I had my HR interview. Can you tell me when will result come? Okay, you got your HR interview today. If it was today, then you need to wait for at least 2 weeks, because that's how for the past it has been going on. You need to wait for at least like 2 weeks, right? So, like, even they can contact your TPO and then give you within a week, but mostly you will have to wait 2 weeks. Okay, I hope that answered your question. Okay, now let me just go on. Okay, let me just go on to the next part. Okay, so and then the last section is going to be the spoken English test. This is going to be for about 18 minutes. This is an important one. So you are having your, in the online assessment itself, you're having your spoken English test. Okay, so you people, you need to have your wired headset ready for this. Okay, you need to connect it at the start itself. Don't remove it and all. Very important for this particular spoken English test. This is actually a voice assessment, CAFR framework. Okay, so these are all the questions that you can expect, like 18 minutes 18 questions, 18 minutes 18 questions you can expect. The questions, like, so questions will be displayed on the screen, and you have to read from that. Okay, you'll have to read and record and submit. So this is one section you can expect from the spoken English test. And then fill in the blanks. So if you take fill in the blanks, grammatical questions, fill in the blanks in spoken English test, grammatical question will be asked on that. Okay, and then a situation will be given to us. It will be played via an audio, and you'll have to listen to the particular audio, and questions will be asked on the particular audio, and you'll need to answer all of those questions. This is one part. And also, the last part is actually a topic will be shown to you on the screen, and you'll be given the preparation time for about like 20 seconds. Okay, and then you will have to talk on the topic for 1 minute. This is why I'm telling you, it's really important, a wired headset, a proper wired headset. It's just enough for this particular spoken English test. Now we have seen about all of this particular round. So in this session I started with the rounds: online assessment, technical interview, HR interview. We'll look about it later, the technical and the HR interview one. Now the online assessment, you've got it scheduled. So I talked about the this assessment. It's going to be for about 120 minutes, 2 hours totally, divided into English comprehension for 15 minutes, logical ability for 15 minutes, quantitative ability for 15 minutes, computer programming, computer science, spoken English. You can expect 15 questions. So 15 questions for 15 minutes. 15 questions for all of this. 15 questions, 15 minutes. 15 questions, 15 minutes. Computer programming and computer science, I told you the difference. So for computer programming, you will be getting programming related concepts. And for computer science, simple computer science subject questions. Spoken English, it's actually voice assessment. I told you all about it. Now I'll be discussing with you the actual question that was asked for 2024 batch. Okay, like I've got like 16 questions. We'll solve that, and then I'll show you, and I'll be solving that in this live session, and then I'll go on to the spoken English, and I've got the practice questions for you also. Okay, now let's, like, the questions that you can expect. Okay, now let's go into this, but before going, let me see the comment, like live comment. Okay, okay, so Faizi Khan has asked. Okay, so HR interview, your result will take two weeks. I told you that before. So any feedback or anything, yeah, it's not like you can't tell if you've passed or something from the particular thing. Like she asked you to contact the college PPO, so your college PPO will tell you. So they will be contacting through the college PPO. So if you've passed or not, your college PPO will tell you. Okay, and it will take 2 weeks of time. Okay, I hope you get selected for this, Faizi. Okay, I hope that answered your question. Now let's move on. Okay. Okay, right. So Let's just focus on the questions. Okay, now these were the actual questions that was asked. Let me just switch over to, okay, fine, okay. Let me just move over. Okay, fine. Okay, I'm just opening this one. Please wait, you guys. I'll just get this one ready. Okay, it's over here. Okay. Let me just close this one and open this one again. Okay. Now let's just see the questions that was asked. Okay. A person is bound to insure himself against all types of losses. So this was actually asked in the fill in the blanks part. Okay. For the fill in the blanks, you can expect actually synonym, antonyms, idioms and phrases, grammar related questions and everything. Let's just go over this one by one, right? Okay. So if you look at it, okay. Let me just get the draw thing. Okay, fine. So they're telling that a person is bound to insure himself against all types of losses. That means that person is protecting himself. Now let's go over each and everything. Circumspect. So what is circumspect? It means cautious, being cautious. It means being cautious and protecting oneself against the against everything, and considering the consequence of the particular person's action before doing anything. That is circumspect. So, and considering the consequences. And then reckless means not considering the consequences of their action and doing like impulsive things. Okay, so every action has a consequence, right? So if the person doesn't consider that, you can call the person reckless. Impetus means acting with excessive haste and lack of thought. Being so reckless means not cautious basically. And then impetus means very hasty means too fast, not thinking and acting. Okay, that is what hasty means. And then petrified. So what is petrified means extremely frightened. So extreme fear is called petrified. So once you know all the particular meaning, you can see that being cautious, ensuring himself, this is the answer for this particular one. Circumspect. Okay. Now let's go to the next one. There are many textile producing mills in the market that compete with each dash to gain the large share of the market. Okay, this was probably actually from a comprehension question, and this question was asked. Okay, this was the actual question asked for 2024 LTIMINDTREE first round. So you get an, so the answer for this, let's see, each. So each means you need to get something like over here. It can be other, another, person, or A and B. Each other or each another, each person, both A and B. The answer is each. So if each comes, it's actually each other. Each other person. So each other, not each another. Okay. Other and another are different. So most people might choose both A and B, but the answer is A, other. Okay. This is not the answer. Okay. Now let's go to the next one. The monks wander here and there in search of silence and peace. He lives a dash life. Okay, so like wandering here and there, that actually represents a nomad. So nomad is a person who doesn't have a home. They live outside. They wander here and there. Okay, that is a nomad. So they are constantly moving from one place to another place. That is a nomadic person. So a monk, like here and there, wandering here and there in search, means a nomad. He lives a nomadic life, not a boring life. So we can't tell that it's boring based on this particular sentence. No, the monk likes silence and peace, that's why he's choosing that. So it's not a boring life, it's not a religious life in turn. Okay, it's not a religious life, it's not a busy life. Okay, it's nomadic. The most appropriate option is nomadic. Okay, let's go to the next one. Movies are becoming a dash medium of cultural contacts, good relations, and dash among different countries. Okay, so they're telling that movies are becoming. This was probably also from English comprehension. Okay, English comprehension talking about a movie or anything, and they're asking this particular question. Okay, so if you see actually, um, like if you just see from this, movies are becoming a medium of cultural contacts. Yes, so you know, if you watch a different a Hollywood movie or something, your culture and that culture comes in contact, and also you can get a good relation between that, and dash among different countries. Basically we're talking about bringing people together, and that means bringing harmony. Okay, not love, not war. So, and love among different countries, so love doesn't have anything to do here. Okay, war, no, actually they're talking about good relations, no, that means no war. And conformity, no, the answer is harmony. Fine. Fifth question. Okay, this was actually a correct the sentence. Okay, asked in fill in the blank section of the spoken English test. It is the most refreshing and tranquil island in the US. Okay, they're talking about some island, and they are telling that it is the most refreshing and tranquil island in the US. Okay, do we need to improve this particular sentence? Let's see. Is most refreshing and tranquility? No. So this is actually tranquility, you can't use here. Is, if most comes, you have to use the, because it's superlative degree. Is most refresh and tranquil? No, this is not also the answer. The refresh, no, we can't use. Refreshing, refreshing, it's actually an adjective. Okay, refresh is not. It's a most refreshing and tranquil. No, this is not, and this is not. You don't have to do any improvement. This as such is correct. Okay, let me just go to the comments and see if I've got any kind of thing. Okay, okay, if any 20-25 people watching this is having any doubts, you can surely ask me, and even 20-24 batches. Okay, in case of any doubts with the sections and questions and rounds, I'll be explaining you. Okay, let's go to the next one. Many people of world keep procrastinating and then they lose the mind. Okay, let's say if we have to improve anything. Many people of world, so they're talking about this particular sentence right here. Many people of world, so people are in this world, not of this world, so you need to put in. So world is actually a particular object, we're talking about a particular this world, right? So you need to use the article the. Many people in the world. Okay, many people in the world keep procrastinating. Okay, we have found it is many people in the world, right? Either it is keeps or keep, we need to look at that. Okay, so world is actually, okay, many people in the world, they're talking about the particular people, right? Many people, so people is actually plural. That means you need to add, you don't need to add any yes. Okay, if it, let me tell you, if the noun is singular, no, if the noun is singular, then the particular verb has to have yes attached to it. But if the noun is plural, no, then you can just put the verb as such. So the noun is plural, the people is plural. So I'm just going to keep it as such. The answer is C. So you need to look at the people, not the world. They're talking about the people. Many people of world keep procrastinating. Okay, they're not talking about this world. The noun is here is people. Let's go to the next one. The meaning of dissimulation. Okay, so dissimulation means, actually the actual meaning is hypocrisy. Hypocrisy means actually, if a particular person like talks well, he or she will say, okay, we should not be bad, we should always be good. So they'll talk, but their action will be the opposite of that. That is a hypocritical person. So the dissimulation also means hypocrisy. It doesn't mean clarity or frankness or insult, it means hypocrisy. Okay, this is the answer. Okay, now let's go to this particular question. We've got the, so far I've discussed on the spoken English test and comprehension question. So these are all the questions, these kind of question you can expect, very easy questions only. And then for the spoken English read and speak, like listen and speak, I have separate questions for that. We'll discuss that. Okay, now let's see this particular one, 8th question. Consider the direction codes given below. Okay, fine. So I'll put the answer here. Okay, so they've given 4 codes and they've given the meaning of the codes, and they've also given this particular thing, and we'll have to find the position of Z with respect to W if the direction of Z is given. Okay, now let's try to decode it. Z at X. Let's look at A is 10 yards to the left of B. That means Z is 10 yards to the left of X. So X, this is the left and this is right, so this is 10 yards. Okay, and then X percent Y. That means X is 20 yards to the left of Y. So if you take this as Y, then to the left of Y you've got this, so this is 20 yards. Okay, let me just put it longer. We can take this to be 20 yards. Fine, amazing. Then they've given $W. $W. So that means Y is 5 yards to the right of W. That means W is over here. Okay, so the distance between these two is 5 yards and this is 15 yards, and totally it's actually 20 yards, right? They are what is the position of Z with respect to W? Position of Z with respect to W, this is 15 plus 10. So and actually the answer is, the position of Z is 25 yards to the left of W. Okay, this is how you need to answer this particular question. Okay, let me just okay, fine. Okay, nice. We've got this 10th question over here. I'll solve this one also. Now let me see if we've got any queries to answer. Okay, Abhay, ask your question. Okay, I'll come back and then you can post your question. I'll come back and answer that for you. Okay. Okay, fine. Nice. Let me just go over here. Okay, so they've given some symbols. Okay, these symbols, and they represent something, and they've given a statement and a conclusion. We have to find which of the two conclusions, 1 and 2, are definitely true based on the information provided. Okay, let's see. R question mark A. Okay, R question mark A means R is less than or equal to A. So R is less than or equal to A. Okay, fine. And then they've given B equal to A. Okay, that means B is greater than A. And B divided by C, that means B is equal to C. Okay, fine. They've given R question mark C. R question mark, so this is what, this is the statement, okay? And let's look at the conclusion. Fine, R question mark C means R is less than or equal to C. Now let's see from this particular thing. They've given that, okay, they've given, so we need to find the relationship between R and C now. Okay, let's just see. A plus C. A plus C means A is half of C. So A is half of C. Fine. Let's find the relationship between R and C. They've given R is less than or equal to A and B is greater than A. Okay, that means, okay, B is greater than A. That means R is less than or equal to B, right? That is right, because R is less than or equal to A and B is greater than A. Okay, that means R is also less than or equal to B. Since B is equal to C, then we can say that R is less than or equal to C, right? So this is actually correct. And let's see if A is half of C. If you look at it, no, actually they have not told you anything regarding that. So they have not told you anything regarding this particular thing that A is half of C, right? So the answer is only conclusion 1 is true, right? Can we come across this? Okay, I'll just explain this to you once again in a proper manner. Okay, fine. So when they give you questions like this, you need to first decode this particular statement. R question mark A, which means R is less than or equal to A. Okay, that is done. B equal to A, which means B is greater than A. B divided by C, which means B is equal to C. Let's look at the conclusions. I'll take a different color so that you can understand. Okay, R question mark C, which means R is less than or equal to C. A plus C, which means A is half of which means X is half of Y. Okay, I'm sorry, I took divided by 2. That is actually wrong. They have given X plus Y means X is half of Y. Okay, so if you take A plus C, A is half of Y. So C by 2. Okay, this is the actual correct thing. Now let's see if this is true or not. R less than or equal to A. Right, we need to find the relation between R and C. They have given B is greater than A. That means R is also less than or equal to B. Since B is equal to C, R is less than or equal to C. This is true. A is half of C. Have they given anything like that? Like, you can definitely you need to find the relationship between A and C, right? You need to find the relationship between A and C, right? Let's see, let's try to decode this. B equal to C, so C is greater than A, right? So B is equal to C, I can put C over here, C is greater than A. So that means, so according to this particular thing right here, A is equal to C by 2. A is half of C, C is twice of A, right? That means C is greater than A, but we can't really tell if it is twice greater or thrice greater. So the answer is only conclusion 1 is true. Okay, now let's go to the 10th question, but before that I'll come and see if we've got any queries. Okay, let me just... Okay, how many days will it take to get the results of this in progress list, students? Okay, so in this in progress lists, you've got people who have got their assessment technical interview rescheduled, and some people who have attended everything but still in progress list, right? So only when all of the students have completed their particular interview, these in progress list students will receive the results, and that will take like 2 to 3 more weeks, because the process is kind of slow. You'll have to wait that much amount of time to get the final result. Okay, so even the current result, the result they've started giving this September, but the actual online assessment first round, it happened for 2024 batch during July last week, July 21, like that. So it took like 1 month and 10 days, something like that, right? So for this you can expect to be you can get the result in like 2 to 3 weeks. It will take a lot of time. Okay, I hope that answered your question, Teja. Thank you for the question. Let's go to the next one. Okay, the number of ways in which 8 different flowers can be strung to form a garland so that 4 particular flowers are never separated as. Okay, this is actually a probability, like permutation combination kind of question. Like, let's just look into it. Okay. Okay, now you can take. Okay, they've given number of ways in which 8 different flowers. So you've got like 8 different flowers. You need to strung it together so that 4 particular flowers are never separated. That means you have to group this particular 4 flowers is grouped into one, and these are 4 flowers, and remaining you've got like 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is one group and this is 4 other group. Okay, so 4 flowers is grouped over here, so that 4 particular flowers are not never separated. So I'm just taking this like this. Okay, so 4 blocks. So one block, this is one block consisting of 4 flowers. This is one block consisting of one flower. Totally you've got 5 group, right? Okay, so since the 4 particular flowers must never be separated, we can treat them as a single block, okay, or a super flower. Now instead of 8 flowers, we effectively have 5 objects to arrange. So now we need to arrange these particular 5 objects, 5 groups. Okay, now how can we arrange the 5 objects? Since the garland is circular, okay, so garland, they mentioned garland. So garland means kind of like a crown over your head. So that is circular. So sorry, my circle is not that perfect. This is actually circular, right? Number of ways to arrange these 5 objects in a circle, right? How many ways you can arrange it is that it's actually, the formula is actually n minus 1 factorial. Okay, fine. So you've got like 5 groups. You need to arrange these 5 groups. So it's going to be 5 minus 1, 4 factorial. Why we are putting minus 1 here is that we are going to arrange 1, and with respect to this you are going to arrange the remaining things. So it's actually 4 factorial. The reason is that we subtract 1 because in circular arrangement one position is fixed to avoid equivalent rotations. Okay, one position is fixed, and with respect to this you arrange these 4 things. That's why n minus 1 factorial, 4 factorial. Okay, now we have to arrange the 4 flowers within the block. So the 4 particular flowers. Okay, now what we need to do is the entire arrangement we can do this in 4 factorial arrangement. So, and also within this particular block, we've got like 4 flowers, right? And we have to arrange this in, we've got like 1, 2, 3, 4. We have to arrange this in 4 factorial ways. So the answer is actually 4 factorial into 4 factorial. This is the total ways in which you can arrange this. Okay, I hope that you got that. So because 8 different flowers, we have to strung it in a garland. 4 particular flowers are never separated. So I'm going to take the 4 particular flowers as one group. Remaining single flower as single group. So I've got like 5 groups in totally. First I need to see how I'm going to arrange this in the circle. That is going to be n minus 1 factorial, 4 factorial. That is done. And now I need to arrange these flowers within this particular block, and that I can do with this in 4 factorial ways, right? That is not going to be circular. That is like in this particular length. Okay, that is going to be like 4 factorial times 4 factorial totally. The answer is this 4 factorial times 4 factorial. I hope that was understandable. Okay, Varun is guessing which of the 2 hands holds a coin. What is the probability that Varun guesses correctly 3 times in a row? Okay, so this is a classic question. You've got 2 hands, so one of these hands holds a coin. So probability of Varun guessing correctly 3 times in a row. 3 times in a row. Now let's look at it. Varun has 2 hands going to hold the particular coin. Okay, so the probability of guessing correctly in one attempt. So let's just try to find it in one attempt. So if he tries to find it in one attempt, let's say his probability is actually 50-50, right? Either this hand is going to hold one coin or this hand. So it's 50-50. So that is actually, you've got 2 hands, so only one is going to have. So in one attempt, this is going to be the answer. Okay. Calculating, so we have to calculate this in 3 guesses. So then what is going to be the answer? So actually, these guesses are independent events. Probability of guessing correctly 3 times in a row is the product of probability of each individual guesses. So these are all independent. That's what you need to understand here. These are all independent events. So finding this is not connected with the next finding. Okay, that's why the 3 corrected guesses, you need to get So in one attempt, 1 by 2. In the next attempt, if he gets, it's going to be 1 by 2. The next attempt probability is also 1 by 2. So therefore, the answer is 1 by 8. This is the probability of him guessing correctly 3 times in a row. For one attempt, 1 by 2. For the next attempt, it's going to be the same. That's how I'm going to take 3 attempts. Okay, 1 by 8. Fine. Let me come to the chat and see if I've got any question. Okay, Vignesh has said no coding questions. Actually, no coding questions for the online assessment. You'll be just be having, so I told you about this. So computer programming and computer science, right? So please, I've explained it before in this particular live session. Let me just go over it again. Please to watch this from the start, you guys. Okay, computer programming, these are all the concepts that you'll be getting. And in computer science, these computer science subjects, MCQs, only MCQs. You might expect pseudocode questions, but in turn you won't have any coding questions for this particular assessment. Okay, I hope that answered your question, Vignesh. Okay, Ayush has answered the question. Very good, Ayush. Thank you for answering. Teja has said, yes ma'am, thank you. Post this live, it will be helpful in future. Yes, Teja, I'll definitely post this live as a separate video also. Thank you for commenting. Thank you so much. Now let's go to the next one. Okay. Like this is also kind of like a question, like you can expect this in quantitativity. Pretty simple. If x is a positive number and y is equal to x square, then which of the following is true? Okay, questions like this you can guess it easily. They've given x as a positive number, so let me just switch over to another color. Okay, fine. So x is actually a positive number they've given, and y is equal to x square. That means if x is equal to 1, y is equal to 1, right? Okay, wait a minute. Okay, let me just put it like this so that you get this. So if x is equal to 1, then y is equal to 1 square, which is 1. If x is equal to 2, y is equal to 2 square, which is 4. If x is equal to 3, y is equal to 3 square, which is 9. If x is equal to 4, so they've told that x is always positive, so don't worry about the negative numbers. Y is equal to 4 squares, which is 16. If you compare x and y, you can see y is always y is always more than x. 4 greater than 2, 9 greater than 3, 16 greater than 4. But we've got an option where x and y are same. Let's see. Y is always more than x. That is true. X is always more than y. No. X is always equal to y. No. X is equal to y under this case only, but it is not always equal to y. So the answer, the most appropriate answer is y is always more than x. Actually you can have an option like y is y is greater than or equal to x, but there is no such option, and the closer one is y is always more than x. If you see this over here, okay, this is this. Okay, now let's go to this particular question. Okay, this is a long question. I'll have to explain you. Okay, so this is let me just explain this. A typical PIN means a personal identification number. It is a sequence of any 4 symbols chosen from 26 letters, that is from the alphabet, and 10 digits. Okay, fine. In this, actually, if you see, if all pins are equally likely, what is the probability that a randomly chosen pin contained repeated symbols? This is a pretty long question if you ask me, actually. So let me just go over this. Okay, fine. Wait a minute, let me just take up some materials for this. Okay, so if they've given that, you can choose from, okay, let me just put it like this. Okay, we need to make a symbol. Okay, for example, not a symbol, actually we need to make a pin from these symbols. Okay, we need to make a pin with 4 symbols. These 4 symbols actually can be 26 alphabets plus 10 digits. Okay, so it's going to be in total 36. From these 36 symbols, we'll have to choose the pin. Now we have to first of all find the total number of possible pins. Okay, that means we have to take 4 symbols, and okay, let me just put it in. First I'm going to find total number of possible pins. Okay, fine. So each pin is going to have 4 symbol. This symbol can be from this 36, which has alphabets and digits. This can be from this 36. This can be from this 36 alphabet and digits and 36. So that means 36 into 36 into 36 into 36. Okay, right. I hope you understand this initial point. Just try to understand this. We just need to find the total number of possible pins. Each pin is going to have 4 symbols, and each symbol can be chosen from 26 alphabet and 10 digits, that is 36 totally. Right, so I can choose the symbol from this 36 alphabet and digit, right? So in each this is the case. So this is going to be the answer. If you multiply, you are going to get 1679, 616. Okay, this is the total number of possible pins. Okay, this is the total number of possible pins. Now we need to find the number of pins without symbols repeating. Okay, so an easier way around will be, I'm going to find the total number of possible pins, and then we need to find the pins with which doesn't have any repetition in it. So if I can find that, I can subtract these two and find my particular answer, right? That is what I'm going to find. We need to select 4 symbols from 36 symbols. It is given by, that means we need to find 36 P4 is the particular thing. We need to choose 4 symbols from 36, right? If you take it, right? So that is how this is going to happen, and the formula for probability is n factorial by n minus r factorial, and that is going to be 36 factorial by 36 minus 4 factorial, because I'm going to choose 4 symbols from 36 symbols, right? So I can get the probability number of pin without repeating symbols. So I'll get the answer as 1413720. So this much pins will have the symbols without repeating symbols. Okay, so if you minus these two things, if you minus the total pins minus the pins without any particular repetition, the answer you will be getting 169616 minus 1413720. You will be getting 265896. Okay, you'll be getting this answer. So this much amount of pin is going to be having repeated symbol, and we need to find the probability of choosing this, and that means probability of choosing this is total number of pins with repeated symbol by total number of pins, which is actually 1679616. If you divide both of these, you'll get 0.158, and that is the answer for this particular one. Okay, so the probability of choosing is 0.158. I hope that answered your question. I hope this is understandable. Actually, there is another way also on doing this, but this, I think this is pretty simple. Okay, the thing is, actually we need to find the total number of pins, total possible pins. I hope this was understandable for you. And then what you need to do is, you need to find number of pins without the symbols repeating, and for that this is the formula. And then if you minus these two, you will have the number of pins with symbols repeating, and you need to find the probability. You'll have divide by the total possible pins, and you will get the answer. Okay, I'll go to the next one, but I want to answer some questions if you've got any. No, actually. Okay, let me just go on and see. Okay, fine. Now let's go to the word and see. Just like 3 more questions left. Let's see. How does inheritance relate to abstraction? Okay, inheritance is actually, if you have a parent class, for example, If you have like a parent class, child class is going to be inheriting from the parent class, right? This is inheritance and abstraction. So this child class is actually going to override, if you want you can override the parent method. So a parent class is the base class, this is the child class. A base class is an abstraction of all its derived classes. A derived class is an abstraction of all its base classes. Actually, the base class or the parent class, it's going to have the all the methods data members. Okay, this child class or derived class will override those things. So you can say base class is an abstraction, right? It is an abstraction, it contains everything that you need to override in the derived class. So base class is an abstraction. Derived class is not an abstraction. Both are abstractions of each other. No, base class provides the abstraction, derived class implements that. Okay, inheritance doesn't prevent any kind of abstraction. Okay, so the answer is option 1. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, this is a pretty okay question. Let's see. So they've given a for loop. So this is going to be the structure of for loop. For int m, for int I equal to m to n. That is, you can take I starts from m and goes till n in 2 increments. So m plus 2, m plus 4, m plus 6, and it prints hello. And they are asking assuming m less than n. So this is computer programming question. These kind of question you can expect in computer programming. Okay, assuming m less than n and exactly one of m comma n is even, how many times will hello be printed? Okay, let's see that. So they've given that one of the m and n is going to be even. So I'm just going to be taking 2 cases. Okay, let's just, okay. Okay, fine. They've given that one of m and n is even and m is always less than n, so that the loop goes to false. We need to find the number of times hello is going to be printed. Let's see. The first case 1 is actually, I'm taking m as even and n as odd. Fine. So if m is even, then it starts from m, goes to m plus 2, m plus 4, and like that, and ends at n, right? N minus 1 usually, right? So if you find the sum of this, it's going to be, I'm sorry, it usually ends at n, so it's going to be like n minus m by 2, right? Okay, let me just go over this. We'll be starting from m and going till n, but not actually n. M is always less than n, so that means n is going to be minus 1. This is actually right. So if you find the number of times, it's going to be this minus this by 2. So n minus 1 plus m by 2. Okay, so that is going to be actually 1 plus n minus m by 2 if m is even. Okay, so if you look at the option 3 is going to be correct. So because we got this for this one. And then if they're asking for m is odd, right? So let's just calculate that for that also. Okay, let me just, okay, if m is odd and n is even, okay, now this is going to be in the range of like, okay, you'll have to solve this in the same manner. Okay, let me just go over this once again. Okay, fine. So if m is odd and n is even, it's going to be starting like n plus 2, n plus 4, n plus 6. It goes till last till m minus 1. So we are going to get m minus 1 minus n by 2. If this is odd, right? If m is odd. So let's see, n minus m plus 1. If it is odd. So the answer is actually option 3. Okay, let me come to the chat and see if we've got anything. No, actually, let me just refresh it. Okay. Okay, let me just go over to the next question. Chord A and B have complexities O of n cube and omega of n cube. A sufficiently large problem has to be solved. Which one should be used? So you can expect this question is computer programming. Okay, O of n cube. So this is big O of n cube, and omega of n cube. Okay, so actually big O, it's actually faster than omega. Okay, so if this takes cubic amount of time, omega is going to be taking more than cubic amount of time. So for sufficiently large problem, we need to solve it in such a small time. So we need to use big O. So the answer is big O of n cube. So you can expect this kind of question in computer programming. Let's look at this problem, 17th one. This is actually kind of DBMS related thing, right? So this is the problem. They've given T1 as W of X, T2 as R of X, T1 as W of X, and T2 as commit, and T1 as commit. Okay, we need to find the answer for this particular one. I'm not going to give you the answer for this. I want you people to search it somewhere or try it by yourself first of all, and put the answer in the chat or in the comment box. Okay, if you're watching this video, okay, I just want you to do it because this is a pretty tough question, and searching this you can try to have some concepts in your head, right? So please do put it in the chat below, in the comment box or in the live chat if you're watching this in session or anything. Ma'am, can you share this document? Yes, I'll share this document once this gets over. So Hannah, thank you for the question. And this session has come to an end. I'm just going to be closing this within a few minutes. Before that, I'll be going over what I've told in this particular session, and then I'll answer some of your questions. Okay, let me just start over. So 2025 batch LTIMINDTRee has started hiring. So these are all the contents I discussed. I started with the mails that you'll be receiving. So in case you people are watching 2025 batches, please do read the mail fully. Every thing that you need, every info that you need, that is present in this particular mail. Don't skip any part, and set up your system with the lockdown browser. And then I've mentioned the eligibility criteria. So please do see if you come under the eligibility. You will also be receiving mail directly from the LTIMINDTRee, so you don't have to register anywhere specifically. And then these are all the rounds that you've got: online assessment, technical interview, HR interview. For now, online assessment is going to happen, and I've told you all about the online assessment thing, the rounds and sections: English comprehension, logical ability, quantitative ability, computer programming, computer science, spoken English, and everything. Okay, and I've told you about each and every section. Okay, so I also have questions for this. Okay, so let me just go over this one. I totally forgot about this. I'm sorry. Actually, spoken English test, the first thing is actually read and speak, right? Reading the sentences short. So read and speak. So sentences like these will be given, and you'll have to read from this sentence and record it and speak it. Okay, only simple questions will be asked, and simple sentences, medium sentences will be asked. You can take practice from this. Okay, even I can try and read it for you. Okay, let me just go over this one by one. First sentence: the new project requires collaboration between the marketing and the engineering teams. Okay. The company aims to increase its market share by introducing innovative products. Okay. And then the third one: effective communication is key to the success of any team-oriented task. Okay, the fourth one: the training program will begin next Monday and last for 2 weeks. Okay. Customer feedback plays a crucial role in improving our services. Okay. So while speaking, I've got some tips for you. Please don't stammer or stutter, because you will lose mark just because if you say like customer feedback plays a crucial role in improving our services. If you just stammer or stutter like that, and instead of improving you say something other, like in improving, like if you put another syllable over there, if you stutter, stammer, definitely you'll lose marks. So please don't do that. So when they show you the sentence in the display screen, read it in your mind few times and then click on the speaker and read. Okay. The next one is fill in the blanks. You can expect these kind of questions: grammatical question, synonym, antonym, and other things I've discussed in the Word document itself. Let's go over this. She dashed to the gym every morning before work. Okay, she goes to the gym. Okay, because actually every morning is actually a habitual action, and for habitual action you have to use simple present. So you will have to use goes, goes, goes. Let me see if I can like write over here. If you've got like, I think there's no option to write or anything. Oh yeah, that's okay. That's fine. I'll just explain this one to you. Okay. Okay, fine. So now she goes to the gym every morning before work because actually, okay, let me just see because I just want to explain this to you. Highlight text, comment text box. Okay, that's fine, I guess. Okay, that's fine. She dashed to the gym every morning before work. I told you every is a habitual action, so you'll have to use simple present. So that's why you're using goes. She is a singular, so for singular you'll have to add plus es. That's why you're putting goes. Next one. If I dash you, I would take the job offer. This is actually if clause. For if clause, you've got some rules. So here you need to use be form verbs. Okay. We've got be form, do form, have form of verbs. So be form are is, are, was, where comes under be form. So it actually would. So would is in actually past. So you will have to use was or where. The most appropriate option is where. If I were you, a constant standard sentence. If I were you, I would do this. If I were you, I would actually go to the concert. If I were you, I would take the job offer. Please try to remember this. If I were you. Okay. They dashed the project by the time the deadline arrived. So by the time the deadline arrived, they dashed the project. So this actually, by the time this occurred, they had done this. So you have to use past perfect in this one. By the time is the keyword for past perfect. They had finished the project by the time the deadline arrived. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, actually you will be getting talk on a topic, right? So you'll be given 20 seconds of time and you'll have to talk for 1 minute. Actually you can get topics like these are all the most commonly asked topics I've included: role model, hobbies. So who is the role model in your life and why? So what do you do in your free time? What do you enjoy doing in your free time? So most memorable trip in your life. Have you been to somewhere other than your hometown? Like that, questions like that. You can expect questions in that, in such way. Okay. And like general topics only, not too much technical. They will just test your communication skills and ability to think under that stressful situation. Okay, so this is all for this particular video, for this particular session. Please do subscribe and like this video if you found this really useful. Right, let me just come to the chat. Okay, Sandhya, why can't it be completed? So why can't it be completed? Okay, let me just see. Okay, I'll go back. Okay, so you are asking they finished the project by the time the deadline have the deadline arrived. Okay, so actually, I would suggest you to look at the keyword for this one. They dashed the project by the time the deadline arrived. Okay, when you're trying to answer the tenses questions, no, you need to look at the keywords. So the by the time is actually the keyword for past perfect. Okay, so if it were past, actually, let me just put in this manner. Past is actually something that's completed, that's done. Okay, that doesn't have any correlation with the present. That's when you talk about the past. Like, I watched a movie yesterday. That means you watched, completed it yesterday, and it doesn't have any correlation to now. So that's when you talk about the past. Okay, but here they dashed the project by the time deadline arrived. So they have done something, they had done something, and that is associated with this particular present, right? The deadline. So you will have to use past perfect. The past which has a correlation with the present is called the past perfect tense. So the deadline is going to be happening today or tomorrow. Okay, so the past which has correlation with the present or future is actually past perfect. That's where you need to use they had finished the project by the time the deadline arrived. Okay, I hope that answered your question. There is actually an intuitional difference between past and past perfect. Past means completed, done, no correlation with the present. Okay, um, if they've given like this, they dashed the project yesterday, you can use they finished the project yesterday, they completed the project yesterday. But they're talking about something, the deadline is going to be today, or in the upcoming days, right? So the past has a correlation with the present. You're dragging it till now. You'll have to use past perfect there. So they had finished the project by the time deadline arrived. I hope that answered your question, Sandhya. Yes, if you've got any doubts also, I can answer. Okay, let's see. I'll just wait for a few more minutes till I complete this. Okay, Akshay has asked about TCS Pega interview process. Yes, Akshay, I can talk about it. I can explain. So for TCS Pega, no, you will be having, okay, for TCS Pega, the first you'll be having the online assessment. Okay, the online assessment you'll be having the usual processes: quantitative ability, logical reasoning, and then verbal ability, right? And then you'll be having like, so this is going to be the foundational section for you, and then after this you'll be having in the advanced section, you'll be having like the quantitative ability, logical ability, plus pega questions. Okay, 40 to 60 pega interview questions, MCQ questions, I guess. Okay, so for pega you will be having the first the online assessment, the assessment. Okay, it's not online actually, I'm sorry, it's offline assessment. You'll be having the return test. So return test will be having aptitude plus pega questions. Normal TCS people will have like aptitude plus coding questions, but that is not for pega people. For pega people, you will be having aptitude, logical, verbal, and then the quantitative ability in the foundational section. And then in the advanced section, you'll be having logical and then the quantitative ability as one part, and then pega MCQ questions. So you need to, they'll be testing the pega, your pega knowledge, and then followed by that you'll be having the technical round, HR round, managerial round. So in technical round they will be asking you about the pega questions only, whatever projects you've done in pega, and then the pega related concepts you would have studied, right? So they'll be asking you about that, your pega certification and the projects. They'll be asking you to explain that. That is going to be happening in the technical. HR and managerial, they'll be asking HR round. They'll be testing your basic logical, like can you work under stress, basic HR questions. Okay, so are you flexible with this, and scenario based question. And then when we will expect the result, how to clear the further round, ma'am. Okay, they expect the, okay, actually you can expect the result, I think pega people did it August end, I guess. So you need to wait for like 15 days, 15 to 20 days, and then you'll get the result. And then to clear the found further round, I'll put a video on that. So for, you'll be having technical round, HR round, right? So for technical you need to be full thorough with pega concepts, and then pega projects you've done and everything. Okay, that is the main thing they're going to be asking for you in that particular. I'll put a separate video on that for you. Point you can take away from this is that you need to be very strong with pega, all of the projects that you've done, technical questions and everything. That's how you can clear the further round. Please do revise constantly, right? Okay, fine. Okay, fine. So if this live session was really useful for you, okay, I'll do, okay, if possible make it soon. Thank you. You're welcome, Akshaya. I'll try to make it as soon as possible. Okay. Okay. Dhanashri has asked. These were the actual questions, the sample questions. Actually, these were the actual questions. So this happened for 2024 batch LTIMINDTREE during July month. Okay. And then like July 21 or something around that date. Okay. So this is the actual questions. I could only get these number of questions, so I'm just like discussing with you here. Okay, I hope that answered your question, Dhanashri. Suraj has asked, will there be section switching in LTI Mindtree? No, Suraj, there will not be any section switching. So once you're done with the section, that is done. Even once you're done with a question from a particular section, you can't go back. Even you can't go back to a previous question. Then section switching is not possible at all. That's why I'm telling you, I just want you to read the mail fully. Okay, they've mentioned that in the mail. Please don't omit that. I've told you the answer, but other related questions you might be having some doubt also, so you might be having that, right? So please do read the mail fully. Okay, in case of any doubts also, you can ask here. Okay. Infinite Noob has asked, may I know when will be the onboarding of the LTIMINDTREE starts, and when did they onboard 2023? So actually for 2023 batches, the okay, onboarding. So regarding onboarding, I'll have to do some work on that, but I can tell you, you'll be having like a 7-week internship program, a virtual internship program, right? And then after that, based on the performance, you'll be onboarded. So and also based on the business requirement, you will be onboarded. 2023 batches, so this is like September, right? 2023 batch people had their onboarding. Some of them had it during March, I guess. I'll have to look into that. I don't want to give any wrong information. I'll update that in another video, or else I'll just comment in this video also. After this uploaded, I'll make sure to reply to you. Okay, or else I can just include it in the comment section. Okay, please do come back and see. Okay, Dhanashri has asked. Okay, I'll share this document in the description after this gets over, so that you can refer to this. Okay. Okay. Okay, that's it, you guys. I'll see you in another live session, another thing. And thank you so much for watching. If this was really useful for you, please do give me a subscription and like. I'll see you in another video. Thank you all the people who have interacted with me and making this particular session really engaging. Means a lot. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in another session, okay, and video. Thank you so much. Stay